Sup, friends? This is our astrology weather forecast for May 20th, 2025. And we have the sun moving into Gemini today. Later on, after we have the sun completing its sextile to Saturn, which is something that has us plodding along in a more regular way towards our goals in a steady, mm, more conservative fashion. So we put our feet one in front of the other because we favor what's tried and true when we have Saturn involved. And how we do tried and true, or tradition or conservatism, that's going to depend. The outcome, the story surrounding that depends on the angle, the aspect, two planets. Sextiles indicate ease. This is cooperation. This is a practical, grounded thing that facilitates the action of a practical, grounded planet. So it's a combination that is really helpful when it comes to being able to have lasting success with what we commit ourselves to, or what we approach or invest ourselves in a methodical way, a way where the outcome is important enough to take more of a considerate approach than we usually would, because we value what we are wanting to gain. If we don't value something, we don't really pay it much attention or time or put in much effort. We'll be easily distracted. Just kind of go off, starting getting involved in other things, and pretty soon we just kind of leave whatever it was that we originally were after, just kind of on its own, exposed to the elements, and it just kind of withers and wastes away. We are not seeing that is in our best interest when we have a sextile. A sextile between Saturn and any planet is going to remind us that we don't want to waste. We don't want to waste effort. We don't want to waste steps. And we are understanding that there will be consequences for shortcuts. We don't always see that or notice that or appreciate that or acknowledge it when we have difficult aspects, because we see shortcuts as the solution. And then we're like, consequences? What? What is the world doing to me? Why are people like this? So when we look at the stories that crop up between different angles, with a sextile, we actually whistle while we work. We don't try to sweep things under the carpet. We don't take shortcuts in such a way where we have to double back. These are the most efficient aspects that we can have. And they're underrated. I mean, sextiles are like it's like the engine in the car. You may not see it. You may not lift up the hood very often or even understand how it works or even acknowledge what's going on underneath the hood, because you're inside. You're comfortable. You're distracted doing other things. But if that engine isn't running, you're going to have a problem. So we are we're finishing up some things, actually, because this is at the 29th degree. That has significance, and we're not going to be seeing the sextile in this sign, between these two signs, these two planets, for a while. So there's a finality to doing what it takes, committing ourselves in small but meaningful ways that allow something to be finished. And a lot of us are going to be wrapping up our codependency issues because we've got this 29th degree in Pisces going on here. And figuring out what are some of the solutions, missteps, shortcuts, um, ways we can change. We're identifying things, good and bad, related to how are we not having the outcomes that we want to. How are we sabotaging ourselves, experiencing consequences, not making mature, clairvoyant decisions, being rebellious. Basically, what are the consequences of being a non-integrated, unhealed human being? What's going on there? And what can we do to have a better outcome? So, Moon in Pisces today will encourage more of a feeling state rather than a cerebral state. We don't have the objectivity that we get with an Aquarius moon. We are more in our feels. This can be really good if you've got a good relationship with Pisces and Neptune. It contributes to our sensitivities. Now, if we're not handling Neptune or don't have a great relationship with Neptune or Pisces, or clarity, spirituality, if we're experiencing addiction or escapism, and everybody's got some of that going on to some degree, but some of us are struggling more than others when it comes to lack of clear vision because we haven't gotten far along or completed the individuation process. Coming into your own sovereignty, coming out of your more immature feeling state, your immature assessments of things, and coming into emotional mastery of all aspects of your life. That's what the individuation process brings us to. And if we're struggling there, then when we've got energy in Pisces, it does contribute to more immature, escapist, spiritual bypassing, or leaning into things that make us feel good. They give us relief. But we can be reminded with planets and water signs, and particularly in Pisces, that our greatest friend can be our worst enemy. And we have to look at what it is that we're soothing ourselves with. That's why Neptune Pisces represents self-sabotage. It feels so good at the time. But what is it covering up? All right, so I still haven't found my microphone. I haven't gone live with you yet because I can't find that damn thing, and I guess I'm just going to have to continue to clean. There's a few surfaces that I still have to get through because my remodeling project is done. I'm able to put everything back where it's supposed to go. So I may clear out my own Piscean mess today, where everything is just kind of all jumbled together. It makes it hard to see what things are in themselves, doesn't it? Hey, Michael. Hey, Queen. I'm liking that screen name. Alrighty. I will maybe see you guys later, and have a good day.